Standalone meeting on Saturday out at Turffontein, racing on the standside track. We've got a 10-race program to look forward to. It is day number 2. It is Classic Day, and we've got some exciting racing on the go. Joining me on the line is Alistair Cohen, and Alistair, I think we've got to start off with last race out at Turffontein on Thursday, +4. You mentioned it on the show when we went through it, 25-1, and you mentioned, would probably start half the price, but wow, we had that so wrong. The horse shortened into 12-10, I think it was, and the guys absolutely got the Lotsky. So thank you for that feedback regarding the horse, and hopefully the guys that watched the show got involved.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure, Raheel, and I've been around Ruffian on Friday morning handing out catalogues to all the trainers and to as many owners as I could find, and a lot of people asking how much of that was stable money, and the answer to that is zero. But obviously very well done to all the punters. I saw the Sporting Post article, a lot of people commenting that the punters on the right side of a lot of supports, and only a pleasure. Look, I don't know if 25-1 was a mistake. I don't know if 25-1 was a very generous markup, but like I said on the show, it was never a 25-1 shot. 25-1 to 12-10 looks like we geniuses, and it's obviously easy to pat yourself on the back after the race, but just very nice, and hopefully everyone took advantage, and nice to be a hero for once, because 48 hours earlier after Banff we weren't.
Yeah, absolutely, but we bounced back like you said we would, and we kick on with the racing on Saturday. Big day to look forward to. Race 1, 5:12, 1,000 meters. We begin with the Ruffian Stakes listed contest. Number 1, Elegantrix, even money. Number 2, Glastonbury at 3-1. Number 5, Green Diamond, a first timer from the Sean Terry yard at 33-10. It's then 5-1 about the 6 horse, and then double figure odds about the bottom 2. Alistair, this filly Elegantrix, she was very, very eye catching on debut, and Ryan Munger takes a ride once again. With the natural improvement and the speed that she showed, she could be a hard horse to oppose.
Yeah, I think on what we've seen so far, Raheel, Elegantrix is probably the most exciting 2-year-old in our half felt. You'll probably lay claim to Easy Tiger being in that conversation as well. But Elegantrix was very impressive when winning first up, and you'd anticipate the drop by 160 metres will suit her, but she showed a lot of natural pace. She is obviously a half-sister to Elegant Ice, who's trained by Lucky Hudolakis, who was obviously an out-and-out sprinter. Ryan Munger back on board. Tenjiku came out and franked the form. Was a hard-fought win from Tenjiku, but a win all the same. The horse who ran 11 lengths back has come out and run fourth in the form of Sister Golden Hair. I do know the third horse from that form line well, and she's going to be one to follow going forward as well. So I think that form line's likely to spark up even more. We know that Speacer's top class with his 2-year-olds, obviously, as is Paul Matchett, Tony Peter, Sean Terry. They are known to be very forward with their youngsters, but Corne Speacer's always been sort of the man over the last 20 years, and nice to see him with a very decent 2-year-old filly on his hands. Like what I saw, I think that she'll be a hard horse to beat in race number 1. What's interesting is that Glastonbury is a horse who qualifies for the Cape Racing Sales Slipper in just 2 weeks' time after this race meeting. I don't know whether she'll be able to make the trip down to Cape Town, but with that said, she qualifies for that. She's got something about her, but I think Elegantrix has been more impressive in the first run. There's some support for number 5, Green Diamond, so see if there's a follow-through on this daughter of Gimme the Green Light, who is well-bred, gets Richard Ferree on board, but she'll have to be very good quality to turn over Elegantrix on debut. So hard horse to beat, probably a way to kick off your multiples and earn a little bit of extra bucks before we get into the bar pot.
Even money shot is number 1, Elegantrix, and she is the one to be with in race number 1. We move along to race number 2. This is a Stormbird Stakes over the 1,000 meter trip. Listed contest, 12:40 is the off time. It will be the start of the bar pot, and your favorite here is number 1, Read All About It at 13-10. Number 4, Constellation, is at 2-1. Now, there's been support around this Son of Water Winter, 7-2 into 2-1. Number 2, Bingo, has gone out to 33-10, and then you can get double figure odds about the balance. Now, according to the market, Mike and Matthew de Kock have got a very strong hand here, and they could well run first and second. This 2-year-old Son of a Worm, I thought, won a very nice race on debut, the manner in which he finished off, and you'd naturally expect he'd be more effective once he goes 1,400 meters plus.
Yeah, I share those sentiments. If you take Easy Tiger and read all about it, Easy Tiger's sort of got that more natural pace, that proper 2-year-old precocity, and read all about it was a little less natural, but probably a little more of a horse that hinted for the future. So definitely got a nice base to work off. He was the first Hawam winner, inevitably had to be trained by the De Kock team. Richard Free obviously obliged to ride for the Richmond Devon Heifer combination. I know that the Richmond boys are up on the half belt as well to go racing on Saturday. So read all about it, obviously sets a standard. He's got 3 kilos inferior to Bingo, but he's also got that improvement look to come. So I think he'll keep Bingo at bay, although I anticipate Bingo being very much alive and still running a nice race all the same. But I don't think he can beat Read All About It despite the weight turnaround. Raheel, there's a word out here for 3 first-timers. Whether they're good enough to beat Read All About It, I don't know. I have my doubts. But they are definitely horses to consider. They are full constellation. There is a word out about the Son of Waterwinter, and the money does suggest that. Whether, like I said, the word, I don't know, is strong enough to turn over, Read All About It, but very nice horse, all the same, number 4 constellation. And this Tarry Trio, interestingly enough, at the front of the book, the trainer comments gives number 17 a Lovelace, perhaps the biggest rap. And Craig Zaki takes the ride on number 17 a Lovelace, and you'd anticipate with Craig doing a lot of the work, a lot of the riding for Sean at the moment, that he may have had the pick. So watch number 17 a Lovelace, and obviously the other 2 are well bred. 5 One Fine Winters, an impeccably well bred daughter of What a Winter out of the very speedy mare One Fine Day, and Reigning Alice is a half sister to World of Alice, who runs in a grade 1 later in the day. So watch out for them. So if there's further follow through on numbers 4 and 7 in the market, respect them, but number 1 All About It, I think will be a hard horse to beat.
That's race number 2, Read All About It, 13 to 10, the current price, and the one to be with. We move along to race number 3, which will be the start of the place accumulator. This is a graduation plate over 1400 meters, 1:15. The off time, number 2, the Africa House, your favorite at 5 to 2. Number 1, Give Me Another Chance at 3 to 1, along with number 7, Calantha. Number 3, Hotter Ruby is at 4 to 1. You can get 7 to 1 and better bar those. Now, when it comes to these graduation plates, you often look to the best weighted column to sort of give you a guide as to which could be the horses that could fight it out here. And the favourite, the Africa House, is nowhere to be seen in the best weighted column, Alistair. It's Hotter Ruby, Give Me Another Chance. But what's your take on race number 3?
I don't like the race one bit, Raheel. I think it's very trappy, the first leg of the place accumulator. I think when you consider that Give Me Another Chance and Hotter Ruby earn their ratings by taking the higher road and aiming at feature races, potentially running above themselves, getting penalised by the handicapper, that both their ratings are inflated. And added to that, Hotter Ruby's record over less than a mile also leaves a little bit to be desired. But they are very good horses. I mean, they've proven themselves as not too far off the best of their generation. But what form are they going to be in? I mean, they're both capable of running 1-2 here, but what evidence on recent form and over this distance for Hotter Ruby do we have that they're going to produce the goods? I'm very uneasy. I'll put one of the 2 in. I'll probably lean more towards number 3, Hotter Ruby, over number 1, Give Me Another Chance. But then we get the dynamic of number 2, the Africa House, who was low level flying behind Truth last time. Truth won a grade 3 earlier on in the week. I think he's overall an underachiever, number 2, the Africa House, but because he too earned his rating as a youngster and was pretty much exposed, and it's been a bit of a long haul to get his rating to drop. And I know that ratings are all pretty much up in the air when it comes to graduation level. Is he better than a 93? He probably is, but is he anywhere near 113 and 112? Absolutely not. But then are those horses 112s and 113s anymore? Very unlikely. So that makes the dynamic of this race very tricky. I think the Africa House has got a good chance here, but I think overall the horse that I'm going to aim towards is the Cockman, number 7, Calantha. She is a lot better than an 87. She couldn't get penalised last time and running 2 lengths behind Truth. Also from the same form line, the 26th of January, the Africa House finished in front of Calantha, but for me, even though Calantha's is 1 kilo worse off and there was 3 parts of a length between them, I thought Calantha didn't have the run of the race from a bit of a deep draw, took her time to settle, took her time to find a little bit of a rhythm as well, and she made up ground pretty much the same style as the Africa House. In fact, she was even quicker, 23 points, or just a little bit slower than the Africa House. So that form line will again be put to the test. It's already brightening up, but it could be even brighter after this. So I'm going to go 6 from 2, but in the place accumulator and bipod, I'm also going to include number 3, Hotter Ruby. You should like the look of this race. under the conditions of it. But there are too many anomalies here with horses that are a bit of a tease.
Yeah, could well turn out to be quite a trappy contest, race number 3. We're moving along to race number 4 now. The fourth race on the program is the start of the pick 6, 1160 meters the distance. Middle stakes, 1350 is the off time. Number 10, Night Bomber, tops the boards at 33 to 10. Number 3, Simric at 4 to 1. Number 8, Roll with the Punches, 11 to 2, along with number 11, Bob's Your Uncle, 7 to 1, about 1, Just Be Lekker, 10 to 1. And better ball those. This horse, Night Bomber, he's a horse that won last time out on local debut up in the high felt. He's gone up 4 points for that victory, beating Fastnet Filly, who has subsequently come through and franked that form. And Alistair, this horse seems quite upwardly mobile in the high felt, and I wouldn't be surprised if he were to rack up a number of wins.
Yeah, absolutely the horse to beat, number 10, Night Bomber. One of those Cape Town to Joburg stories. I don't think people quite give the praise that he deserves for his win last time from that draw on the Vaal Classic track over 1,200 metres. And comfortably kept Fastnet Filly, who was in receipt of 3.5 kilos at bay when there was money down. I mean, his Cape form, 5 lengths to Tenango, when giving him half a kilogram. Tenango's got a feature race in him, I'm absolutely convinced. And although there are probably horses in this race who are capable of running in feature races, I think that level of form from Cape Town and that win last time, first starts in Joburg, is all enough to make a very strong and compelling case for number 10, Night Bomber. I think that he's the one that they all need to beat. As you mentioned, Fastnet Filly came out and franked the form. She beat a very useful horse in the process. Ryan Munger's back on board, might have been very gently treated by the handicapper with a 4-kilo penalty. Could be a lot better than that. So number 10, Night Bomber, definitely the horse to beat. But if you look past him, obviously the pick 6 was my suggested bet with a 5 million rand target in that pick 6. If you look past him, it is wide open. So Mango Kamala's first ride back is on number 1, Just Be Lekker. He gets a tune out of this daughter of William Longsword. He has been riding a bit of work at Turffontein as Samanga, so it'd be great to have him back on board. He is a crowd favourite. She needed her 2 runs back. Her first run back was pretty much, well, maybe a little bit underwhelming, but expected that she would have needed the run. She stepped forward last time off a heavyweight. She's got to give weight away, but I'm including her because I think Candice has got 3 runners on the card. They all at reasonable prices, and I think that all 3 can run into the top 4, so just bear that in mind. Maybe a little place all to come could work there. 2, Call Me When You Need Me, definitely capable. Yards come to life. Jeffrey Saister takes her out. 3, Kimrick for me is the biggest danger tonight. Bomber outside draw. Aldo De Meo shares the jockey room with his father for the first time in many, many years. So that'll be good to see. Andrews back in race number 10. I don't think Kimrick's alive, dropping back to the straight and the tongue tie coming off. I've got 4 Silver Tudor in because for me he's got the best turn of foot. Whether he can get across from that inside draw and what's likely to still be a sticky track remains to be seen, but he'll be doing his best work late. 7 Max the Magician now got free. 8 Roll with the Punches came back to life last time. I've got a lot of horses in here. 10 Night Bomber. 11 Bob's Your Uncle caught the eye last time when staying on behind Yamadori. This is harder, but the way that he hit the line, hard to ignore. Number 12 Tchaikovsky with no weight on the back, hard up on the outside. Querbus Rue loves spoiling big days. I've got him in as well. So nearly the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 10, 11 and 12 with scope to go lighter later on in the day. Those are the most horses I've got in any leg of the...
Yep, looking for the bomb to arrive here in race number 4, the start of the pick 6. Tchaikovsky, 20 to 1 in the market, and that's an inclusion here for Alistair with just 50 kgs on the back. But Night Bomber, the one to beat. Race number 5, this is the Wilkebos Drift Acacia Stakes listed contest over 1,600 meters. 25 past 2 is the off time, and it's a wide open betting market here. You've got Lady Fallon, who tops the boards at 5 to 1. Number 3, Minogue, is at 11 to 2. Let's Go Now, number 1 at 6 to 1. Ronnie of Couture at 7 to 1. 8 to 1 about number 4, Francine. It's then 10 to 1. And better ball those. Alistair, this filly Minogue, I thought she ran a very nice race last time out, and she's always been highly rated from the start of her career here in KZN when she was with Wendy Whitehead. They ran in that Beach Beauty Mile and then the Flamboyant Stakes, and even that run in the Umzim Kulu was quite a nice run, 4th behind Double Grand Slam. That's where her rating went up a bit, but yeah, she's a filly with a lot of ability, and I thought her first up run up in the Highveld was quite solid.
Raheel, I've gone horses again. Yeah, I've got 7 horses, but in my heart of hearts, I think Minoga's the horse to beat. The only concern Candace has a second one after a break going from 1160 to 1600. I mean, it is what it is. She was obviously ready to go at the start of February. Couldn't get her going any sooner, and this race popped up on the horizon. And on that last one, there's just no way that you turn that type of this race up, especially with the opportunity of getting blacked up. And to add to that, Richard Ferree's agent getting on the phone. I think nominations weren't even, the ink wasn't even dry on the page yet. So it all fell into place from that perspective. There's no way that you hide from it. Her local and stable debut was out of the top draw behind Mercantile. Another stride, she probably wins the race. If the mile and the race doesn't come too soon, she will win. That is the only concern with number 3, Minogue. She's doing very, very well at home. She's a huge chance. I've left out the favourite, number 2, Lady Fallon. I cannot have it. If she wins, I'm out the pick 6. From that draw on the back of another penalty, look, she's a fighter, she's a scrapper. But she shouldn't have won the Syringa at her penultimate start. She was very lucky. Old Desire ran into a little bit of trouble. And then last time, Sukhumvit was her own worst enemy. And Lady Fallon was just in the right place at the right time. As you know, I'm a massive Lucky Hoodalakis fan. I always give him not that he needs it, but he's no battler as Lucky. He'll tell you that he is. But I always give Lucky's horses a massive chance. But yeah, I'm sidestepping her here. And also, if you go back to the start of last year, Let's Go Now has her cold. There's a whisper out about number 4, Let's Go Now. You can see why. She's the best weighted horse in the race, pound for pound the best horse in the race. She is obviously a feature race winner. She's got that to her CV, which a lot of the other horses in the race don't. A little bit worried about the last run where she was rated an absolute certainty and she was beaten by Willie Meet again, but she's still got form to horses that will inevitably make her a massive chance. So 1, Let's Go Now, healthy respect, like I said, word out for her. 4, Francine, awkward from the draw. Also 1600 metres remains a question mark, but she is by Silvano. Back against her own 6. I've got her in the play. 5, Key Element, always punches above her weight. 6, Miss Hannigan. What the yard did on Thursday with that filly Juniper Green was sensational. Hats off to Fabian and the team. Hannigan in form, hard to leave out. And I've got 8 and 9 in as well. Gimme Fabulous. I think there's a lot of untapped potential. And 9, Ronnie of Couture could be a very interesting runner here. She's close to the best weighted horse in the race of a net 110 with 52 kilos on her back. This Daughter of Fire Away, she probably is a step better over further, but found her stride now, this Daughter of Fire Away, and I'd loathe to leave her out. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and 9.
Well, it's a tricky contest here. Race number 5 of 1600 meters, and 5 to 1 the field. Probably need to include a number of these horses, but number 3, Minogue, let's see how she goes at around 11 to 2 in the market. Race number 6, that is next up. This is the Wilkebosrift SA Fillies Classic. It is a grade 1 over 1800 meters, and this is the second leg of the Wilkebosrift SA Triple Tiara. Number 1, Spumante Dolce, 8 to 10 in the market. 5 to 2 about VJ's Angel, 6 to 1 Fiery Pegasus. It's 12 to 1 Willie Meet again. Sensoria, 50 to 1 into 16 to 1. That's number 11, Sensoria. They could well be trying to bite off a bit more here with this Daughter of One Will, but let's see how she goes. And then it is 20 to 1 in better bar those. Alistair, this filly, Spumante Dolce, she certainly got the imagination going last time out when beating VJ's Angel. Possibly unlucky from Quid Pro Quo to not get the job done that day, but take nothing away from the ride that Raymond Danielson gave this filly. Got a 20-point hike in the ratings, but she's clearly going places, and it was good to see that Champagne Cocktail ran a much improved race yesterday.
Yeah, how was that? Fine. Champagne Cocktail. She'll probably win her next start. Look, Spumante Dolce, just to my mind, the further we go in the Wilkebosrift Triple TR and the further we go this season, not necessarily distance-wise, but just on a timeline perspective, I think the better she'll be. She's a half-sister to Sparkling Water, winner of the 2022 Hollywoodbets Durbanville. I like the way that she fought off the opposition, VJ's Angel and Quid Pro Quo last time. I don't know if VJ's Angel made up a ton of ground. It was the fastest 400 to finish on that occasion, but the fact that VJ's Angel, we know what she is. She's an excellent filly. Spumante Dolce is totally, now she's exposed, but so lightly raced and got so much more to come. What picking up that grade 2 win will do for her confidence-wise and just strengthening her up and taking her through the division's no bounds. Very impressed with her. I think that we're in trouble from a Triple Crown winner, but I think a Volkerboss Drift Triple Tiara winner is very much on the cards. I think number 1, Spumante Dolce, will take all the beating. Extra 200 metres will stand her in good stead. Likely to be rain around come this race, but with that said, I think that she'll appreciate a little bit of sting out the ground as well. I think that'll just make it a little bit more of an attritional race, which will suit her. I mean, I do think VJ's Angel and Fiery Pegasus numbers 2 and 3 will give her something to think about, but I just think that class and that low mileage and the massive step forward she took between runs 2 and 3 will stand her in good stead. So I'm banking number 1, Spumante Dolce, everywhere. 2 and 3, like I said, the biggest dangers, I think, like I said, they'll give her something to think about. But in the quartet, I'm including Sean Terry's horse, Gerbera, number 10. Love what I saw last time. I know Party Punch got beaten by Whistledown on Thursday. That's nothing to get overly excited about, but she's got something to like about her, number 10, Gerbera. Must confess, I'm surprised to see her here and not 2 weeks later in the Ormond Ferraris Oaks trial. I think that would be tailor-made for her, but she's going along in the right direction. She's quietly emerging as a very nice filly. I honestly don't think she can win a grade 1, not on the 1st of March, but she's definitely got feature race potential down the line, and I think she can run to the top 4 and just help quartets pay a little bit.
Alistair, that filly Summer Pudding, was she the last one to win all 3 legs?
Summer Pudding was the last one to win all 3 legs. Rain in Holland.
Rain in Holland.
Yeah, Rain in Holland. Summer Pudding was just before her.
Okay, so Rain in Holland and Summer Pudding. Then you got Spumante Dolce, could be the next one to make it 3 from 3 in the Triple Tiara. Let's see how she goes on Saturday, but she's no doubt the horse to beat at 8 to 10 in the market. Race number 7, this is SA Classic. It is a grade 1, 1800 meters, and unlike the previous race, the Fillies Classic, this is a lot more open and competitive. Number 3, Fire Attack, 2 to 1 Parisian Walkway. He was the winner of the Guineas, the first leg, beating Great Trixies at 33 to 10. Legend of Arthur, 4 to 1. Don't Cry For Me, 8 to 1. Number 2, Aristotle, who could be overpriced at 10 to 1. Bus Stop in Hounslow, 10 to 1. 14 to 1 and better bar those. Alistair, I like the look of Legend of Arthur. Yeah, I think that the 1800 meters will suit him down to the ground. I thought last time out he wasn't really given a hard ride last time out, and he just sort of made progress into 4th. He'll be a lot fitter for this contest, there's no doubt about that. And as you mentioned in the week, Sean Terry has started to fire on all cylinders.
Geez, how's he come well? It was inevitable, but knowing Sean the way that I do and the competitive energies that he's got, the first 6 months of the season would have bugged him big time. But now that he's come to hand, chatting to him on Friday morning, and he's in a good space, Sean. Everyone watch out, he's coming. Look, the way that I've read the race, Ray Hill, we can have a bet on 2 horses here, and we can shout for them both. Just got to warn him, I picked 6, I've won 3 horses. I put in the winner of the first leg of the Triple Crown, the Gauteng Guineas, number 1, Parisian Walkway. Can't knock a horse that won the first leg of the Triple Crown, although it was a 25 to 1 shot. Everything went according to plan. Great Tricks may not have quite got home over him. I know he runs in a grade 1 later on. But I think the stable companion is going to turn it around in my heart of hearts. I think, as you say, number 2, Aristotle, way overpriced at 10 to 1. He would have needed his last run at grade 2 level. First starts in nearly 4 months. Stayed on very strongly from a deep draw. He'll love the step up in distance. Another 1, the South African Fillies Classic. So how's that for a bit of a full circle moment? Number 2, Aristotle, huge chance. Well overpriced at 10 to 1. But my top choice is number 4, Legend of Arthur. Speaking to Sean in the last while, he's had such a checkered 3-year-old campaign. I mean, I'm sure that there would have been aspirations to win feature races with his horse as a 3-year-old, but he was set back by viruses, his work dropped off. There were just all sorts of issues with number 4, Legend of Arthur. Only his 3rd start of the season. The way that he made up ground at Hollywoodbets Greyville and Gold Cup there in the Premier's Champion Stakes, go watch it again, made up a ton of ground. Funny enough, him and Truth were the 2 best finishers on that occasion. Would have needed the run in the Grand Beck, ran like he needed the run, was perfectly set up for the Dingons, then was unstarted for a few months. And as you say, made up a lot of eye-catching progress last time behind Parisian Walkway. Always thought that he's got a feature race in him, if not more than just a feature race in him. Very good horse, doing well at home, I know. Horse to beat, number 4, Legend of Arthur. So 1, 2, and 4 for me. A little bit sceptical about Fire Attack. I'm a big fan of him. I think he'll be stretched over 1,800 metres. And the fact that I was so strong on him in the Gauteng Guineas was scratched due to an abnormal blood count. It sounds like preparation may have just been a little bit checkered. Good horse, but I think that he would be a horse to follow a little bit closely when we get down to Durban in those big mile races.
It could be quite a nice swing and exacted player with number 4, Legend of Arthur, and number 2, Aristotle. 4 to 1 about the 4, 10 to 1 about number 2. Come race time, you'll probably see this horse shorten Aristotle, but could offer some nice value at 10 to 1 at the time of recording. Moving along to race number 8, and this is an exciting contest. It is the Wilkbosch HF Oppenheimer Horse Chestnut Stakes, Grade 1, 1600 meters. Defending champ, Main Defender at 14 to 10. Great Tricks, the up and coming 3-year-old, he's at 22 to 10. Barbaresco is at 6 to 1. Lucky Lad, well, they're going the mile once again with this 4-year-old after what was quite a nice run in the King's Plate. Far from disgraced when finishing 5.5 lengths behind one stripe. It's 8 to 1 Cosmic Speed, 14 to 1, and better bar those. Alistair, I think that as much as Great Tricks is quite an exciting horse, I think that Main Defender will win again. Will win this race again.
I've taken a different stance here, Raheel. I think Main Defender will win, but I've gone with 5 horses in the pick 6 just to kick for touch. I'm looking for a dividend in the first leg in this leg. I mean, Main Defender won this race last year. He's the best horse in the race. He's the best miler in the race. Got everything going for him. He's on home ground. He comes in a fit horse as well. Sort of just been playing around a Pinnacle Stakes where he ought to be winning or running big races. The second to Melek. Melek had him called at the weights. So there was no total surprise, which we suspected on this very preview. The best horse in the race. So then he's aiming for a 10th career win. He's a multiple Grade 1 winner. He's got a lot going for him. So I'm going to put him up on top. But they're good horses here, as you'd expect in a Grade 1. So I'm kicking for touch. I must be honest, although Main Defender winning would be good for the pick 6, I'll be looking around for a couple of other horses to potentially give him something to worry about. I've been talked into the corner with number 2, Barbaresco, suggesting that he's going to run a massive race. He's been very well prepped going into this race, winning in a sprint, then running second to Main Defender. Off level weights, they meet on identical terms, so he's got a length to turn around. But they're happy with the way that he's coming to hand, number 2, Barbaresco, so don't leave him out. He's a very good horse. As you say, 3 Lucky Lads running the Lomaron King's Plate is totally underrated. Best 400 to finish. Forming that race, going through the crossover, I thought, what's this Lucky Lad doing here? And in the slow motion, I think I told the story when he last ran. I thought, how has he run there? And I know it's 5 3/4 lengths behind one stripe, but let's consider Give Me a Prince, Montian, some very, very top horses were in front of Lucky Lad on that occasion, and he made up stakes of ground. So on that, he gets the distance. That was at sea level. Now he's at altitude. Might be a little bit different, but I think this run will sway Sean on where he's going to go for the rest of the season, whether he's going to try and take on Give Me a Prince in sprints, which is obviously not going to be easy because nothing in South Africa gets close to Give Me a Prince, what he did on World Sports Bet in Cape Town Med Day, or whether Sean's going to target those mile races for the rest of the season, especially down in KZN. But I've got number 3, Lucky Lad. Great Tricks, question mark over a mile, top horse. If he's ever going to have a chance of winning a Grade 1 over a mile, this is probably it, dare I say, with 57 kilos, getting 3 kilograms from Main Defender. But a lot of people are jumping up and down about Muzi's ride. This horse is absolutely at the limit over 1,600 meters. So if the 3 kilos is going to help him, this is the time that it's going to help him. And then number 9, Cosmic Speed, very good horse, always liked him. 3rd run after a break, will be well tested, but we'll learn a lot about number 9, Cosmic Speed. I've always had a lot of time from him, and I've chucked him in as well. It's Main Defender well ahead of the others in expectations, but if he has an off day, this is where we pick up a dividend.
Yep, that is race number 8, Grade 1, over 1,600 meters. Race number 9, this is the final leg of the pick 6, 1,000 meters a trip, 16:45 the off time. It is JJ the Jet Plane Stakes, the Grade 3. Weak favorite, William Robertson and Golden Sickle, both at 4 to 1. 5 to 1 about number 9, Winds of Change. 6 to 1 about Dreamland, 8 to 1 Chocolate Soldier, Mount Pilatus, 12 to 1, and better bar those. Race number 9, how many horses have you included into the final leg of the pick 6, Alistair?
Best bet, Banker. and I'll argue with the Peter clan. I don't know what they think. If they're going to say Main Defender's their best chance of the day, I'll argue and say Golden Sickle's their best chance of the day. I think she'll take a ton of beating. I think she's been well prepped coming into this race. The conditions for this race suit fillies, and I'll get to another filly in just a moment who I believe will run into the top 4. The scratching of dice obviously makes it a little bit more straightforward. Second in the Johnson work, where computer form sprint went just nabbed by Thunderstruck, and if Thunderstruck was in this race, under the circumstances of Dice not being here, I'd bank at Thunderstruck as well. On the last start to Dreamland, which was obviously in a Pinnacle Stakes, Golden Sickle has them all beaten. Dreamland, who finished in front of her, Magic Tattoo in front of her, Chocolate Soldier, Exchange Shoot in Time for Orchids, Mover and Shaker. She's got a very kind swing at the weights to the tune of nearly 3 kilos with Dreamland. She should turn that around, and I just think William Robertson is not a 1,000-meter horse anymore. In fact, I don't think he's ever been a 1,000-meter horse. He's just best over 1160, 1200, 1400. I mean, remember when he went down to Hollywoodbets Scottsville 6-10, took him age to get into it over 1100 meters. I think it's just too short for him. Number 2, William Robertson. He'll probably be aiming for a race like the Senior Center, and most certainly Hollywoodbets Scottsville, or for the Jackpot of feature races, where I think he'll be a massive chance, considering that's nearly a home patch these days. So from all those perspectives, for Golden Sickle, banker, best bet, banker in the final leg of the Ashimus is going to be a...
Yep, waiting.
The money, 9 wins of change, lots to like about him. Wins of change are going to be a big chance. Craig Zaki up for the Aussies, seeking a hat-trick of wins, grade 1 placed. And 15 exchange student, go watch her last run. Low-level flying, 51.5, blinkers go on, working very well. Don't know if she's got the class to beat Golden Sickle, but top 4 chance. Put her into quartets, a little bit of black top. And like I said at the top of the show, the 3 Dawson runners place all to come. You won't get hurt. Have a little small tickle up on that place all to come.
Yep, that is race number 9. We will be waiting until the last race for that pick 6 here. Golden Sickle banker. All in here, 4-1. Looks an attractive price for this daughter of Vercingetrix, who's an absolute ball of speed. And she could go from a start to finish with Gavin in the irons. Moving along to race number 10. This is the final race on the day. And race 10 is at 5:20. We end things off with a maiden plate over 1160 meters. So we've got number 7. War of Kingdoms that tops the boards here. First timer from the Sean Terry yard at 2-1. Number 2 is at 22-10, along with number 8, Give Me a Storm. And yeah, Give Me a Storm. We all know what happened last time out to this filly. And then you can get 12-1 and better by those. Alistair, race number 10. What's your thoughts here? This was Amandla Ingawetu. I liked his chances last time out to win 4th behind Scottish Links. I actually thought he'd go a lot closer that day. Andrew Fortune takes a ride here for Clinton Binder. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
A lot of theories will be put to the test here with number 2, Amandla Ingawetu, bringing that Cape form onto the half vault, running 3 3/4 lengths behind Golden Destiny. Suddenly looks very exciting because Golden Destiny has won 2 races subsequently against... I mean, this is not a strong maiden against horses that I think would be beaten a furlong by Golden Destiny. Plus, it's Andrew Fortune's first ride back. Please believe me, the man will be, that's probably the wrong word, but the man's so hungry, is Andrew, and he'll be absolutely desperate to make his first ride back a winner. So, to Amandla Ingawetu, I'm not going to spend too much time on this race. It probably doesn't deserve that much time. The story here is Andrew Fortune. Amandla Ingawetu, the horse to beat. If he doesn't win, then the first timer, who doesn't have to be very good, will be the one, number 7, War of Kingdoms. So the market suggests War of Kingdoms, big chance. Amandla Ingawetu sets the standard. Let's see which way it goes. And I don't see anything else troubling them, to be honest.
Yep, that is it. 2 and 7. 2 horses here in race number 10, but number 2, Amandla Ingawetu, could be the one to beat here at 22-10. Andrew Fortune in the irons for Clinton Binder. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now. Alistair will take us through suggested bet, a pick 6, which begins with a running of race number 4 at 13.50. Alistair, take it away.
Yep, 5 million rand target. First leg, 1, Just Be Lacquer. 2, Call Me When You Need Me. 3, Kimrake. 4, Silver Tudor. 7, Max the Magician. 8, Roll with the Punches. 10, Night Bomber. 11, Bob's Your Uncle. And 12, Tchaikovsky. Dees is not happy with the first leg of my pick 6 because he was just going to go field after listening to that waffle. Second leg, 1, Let's Go Now. Horse they will need to beat number 3, Minogue. Then 4, Francine. 5, Key Element. 6, Miss Hannigan. 8, Gimme Fabulous. 9, Rani of Couture. First of 2 bankers. Banker number 1, Spumante Dolce, by 1, 2 and 4, Parisian Walkway, Aristotle, and Legend of Arthur. might be foolish what I'm doing in the Volkerbos Drift HF of an Armour Horse Chestnut Stakes, but my play is going to be 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. Main defender Barbaresco, Lucky Lad, Great Tricks, and Cosmic Speed, and banker number 4, Golden Stickle at the back.
Yep, so we've got two bankers there in that pick 6, and yep, let's see how it goes for the bigger day out at Turffontein on Saturday. Alistair, thanks very much. Looking forward to the meeting on Saturday, and yeah, have a wonderful weekend.
Cheers, Raheel. Same to you, same to all the viewers. Nothing like Grade 1 racing. Good time to be a South African racing fan, so hopefully it's a good one, and that pick 6 with a target of 5 on your side at the end of it.
Yep, all the best with racing on Saturday out at Turffontein.